Greetings and welcome to Christian News and Views, episode 88. And today we're going to be looking at something here that, not reading it in the newspaper or anything like that, but I'm really going to be addressing a principle here that I think um, is part of the art of making the art of the deal by Donald Trump. I've never read the book, but listen to me and see if you agree. Earlier this week, or late last week or early this week, President Trump, I think he said it verbally himself, and he also sent an envoy to the Ukraine and spoke through that envoy to communicate the desire for $500 billion worth of rights to the certain minerals that the Ukraine is one of the most blessed countries in the world with that particular mineral. It's a mineral that can be used in all aspects of manufacturing here in the United States, and it's something we desperately need. We don't have it ourselves, at least not in sufficient quantity. So this whole thing ended up with us making a deal. So what happened? Initially, it was rejected, $500 billion, and there was no way that President Zelensky was going to just roll over and accept that. And so he, what you might call, he pulled his britches up and he went to work. And he may have had to do some strong negotiating within his country with business leaders and so forth. But in any case, actually yesterday, they had an agreement with the United States, and this agreement might be signed this Friday. So what happened? And this is all my opinion, folks. I don't have any insight into the Trump White House, but I have been watching him for a while, and I think I'm on the right track here. So listen to what I had to say and see if you agree. I think this entire negotiation gives us an insight into the art of the deal. Here's what I think transpired. Trump wanted access to mineral rights because America needs it for the manufacturing purposes, and it's really a very valuable asset to have, especially as we are competing with China, who does have those minerals, and so we need to be able to compete with them. I know based on things of which I have read in the past, there are things in which one of the reasons why we have so much Chinese manufactured goods here in the United States that are used in critical areas is because China has control over certain minerals and things of this nature. So getting the Ukrainian access to what Ukraine has would be a major success. That's not even strong enough. It would be a major triumph for Trump. It's something he needs, not so him personally, but the United States needs. So, did he need $500 billion? No. Here's what I think. Trump demanded the $500 billion, which was far more than he wanted or needed. And so Zelensky did what Trump actually anticipated. He refused. Now that took guts to stand up to President Trump, himself a bigger-than-life type character, but he's the president of still the strongest, greatest world leader there is. And so that took a lot of courage on Zelensky's part. So he went behind the scenes, and like I said, I think he went and he talked to some of the leaders and so forth, and he made it somewhat clear to them. There's a reason why some people call Zelensky the Donald Trump of Ukraine. He's made of the same kind of um, same stripe, same fiber, if you will, backbone, and he's not somebody who's just a wimp. He is strong, and he will. And if you're going to go against him, you better be sure that you're in a position to do so. And that's in Ukraine. So he went in, he talked to his people, and then he made a counter offer. And so that's for somewhat quite a bit less, but it gives America access to the minerals, which is what is needed. It's now on the table. They've at least verbally agreed to the whole thing, and it's anticipated that come this Friday, they will have a signed agreement. That is interesting to say the least. I believe it involves a principle, and I'm stating it in my words. You might, it's how it is in the book or anything like that. Assuming it is in the book, it might be said differently. But the way I see it is, when negotiating, ask for more than you want, and then negotiate down to what you really want. I kind of relate this to sports. I come from the state of Michigan, and one of the teams I always followed was the Detroit Red Wings. And I would get so upset with them because they would go into a season and their goal was to reach the playoffs. Well, usually in sports, you have your goal here, and chances are you're not going to get to that goal, but you're going to be very close to it. Very rarely do you go over it, but you can. But the idea is you can get close to it. So if your goal is here, you're going to get here. If your goal is here, you're going to be here. So the goal was to make the playoffs, and so they would just miss the playoffs. They play good, maybe even have a winning season, but not good enough to get into the playoffs. Well, somewhere along the line, I don't know if it was the ownership or what, that changed, and they started reaching and looking at the end goal was to not just to win their division, but to win the entire thing, to be the champ. And when they did that, they started climbing up, and eventually, I do believe, I don't remember, I didn't just look this up, but I do believe they actually won it at least once. They had some good players, and they did it. And I think that's the same principle. When negotiating, ask for more than you want, and then negotiate down to what you really want. Set your goals higher, and you will achieve more. You may not achieve that goal, but you're going to achieve more. Same thing in writing, same thing in marketing, same thing in any kind of a job you want. Always shoot higher than what you can reasonably expect yourself to get. And the result, well, it's going to pull you up, sort of like the bootstraps type idea. It's not a new principle. But when in the hands of a pro like Donald Trump, it is a dominant principle. President Zelensky gets to demonstrate to his country that he can negotiate with America, the biggest, most powerful country in the world. And he can come out of it successfully. Folks, that's a win. Any way you want to look at it, that is a win for President Zelensky. But Trump gets to come back to the country, and he can point out that he got the rights, the access to those minerals that the Ukraine has and that America needs. He's got the rights to it, which puts the America now on an equal footing with China as far as those minerals are, and being able to compete, to be able to use them in our computer industry, defense, and all sorts of different areas where that can benefit us. Folks, that's a win. So what do we have here? We had a win-win. Zelensky won, President Trump won. But it all started because Donald Trump saw a need And he had a plan. And the plan was ask for this and get this. And this is what he was after all along. Now, I could be totally misreading this. This is my opinion. But I think I'm right. Um, I think that that is part of the art. I'm, like I said, I've never read the book, but it just makes sense. You see it in all aspects of life. You, 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 I've heard the term shoot for the moon. Yeah, that's fine. Shoot for the moon. But if you want to go to the moon, then shoot for the stars. Shoot, shoot further on, and you'll get to the moon, and you'll get out into outer space beyond the moon. And so that's just something that it just makes common sense. It's a very, it's a like I said, it's not a new principle. It's been around a long time, but it's one that he calls it the art of the deal. That is an art that he, Donald Trump, has mastered. Both sides, as a result, both sides come out a winner. Both sides are their pride is intact. Their position with their country, their people, is intact. This would be in Ukraine. There are those who are eventually there's going to be an election. Well, they're kind of waiting for the war to end. But when the war is over, there'll most likely be an election, and stuff like this will be something that Zelensky can pull out of his hat and say, "This is what I did," and he can show that among other things. And so it's good for him. Donald Trump can show it to the people. We have a midterm coming up in less than 2 years, and so that can be something that he shows the people, the country. This is what I accomplished. Just one of the things that he's accomplished. He's already accomplished a lot. He's only been in office for a little, well, actually, yeah, just over a month. So that is just something that he can take, you've heard the statement before, take to the bank. It's something that's, I believe, probably in his book, The Art of the Deal. So I think I'm at least identifying at least one of the principles he has in there. So this is something that I truly believe has actually could actually play a very big role going down the future, since we need those minerals, and they are for critical areas of our manufacturing, our defense, and space exploration, and all that. I can see America shifting from Chinese goods to American-made goods, and that is the America First idea that President Trump has, and that can play a big role going into the future. So we'll just have to wait and see how all this works out. I don't know if Trump will pat himself on the back or not on that. He has a right to, that's for sure. But he may choose to go a different route and just play it down. Simply because, well, for one thing, he wants Zelensky to feel good. He wants Zelensky to be to feel very good, so that Zelensky will be willing to make a treaty with Russia that may involve giving up some land. And so, by doing this, Zelensky has already secured some. I believe, as I understand the deal, there are some security guarantees involved in this deal. That Zelensky, his counteroffer involved. And so we'll have to watch and see how the details come forth. But he has taken some steps to protect his country, which that's his job to do. And so if there is ever a deal between the United States and Russia, the Ukraine will be more flexible to make some sacrifices. Russia, on the other hand, is going to have to make some sacrifices too. No one ever talks about them yet. Well, I think if Russia wants to get back some of its land, it's going to have to, and take over some of the Ukraine land, it's going to have to make some deals too. Behind all this, there is one other aspect, has nothing to do, well, at least nothing reported to do with the Ukraine deal. And that is the matter that President Putin of Russia is, in just about the entire world's eyes, a war criminal. And I'd be willing to bet, I'm not a betting man, but in the inner chambers of President Trump's mind, he thinks of him as a war criminal. The man has fostered a very atrocious, not just a war, the killing, the raping of women, the killing of babies. That's not war, folks. That's an atrocity. That's immoral. I can't find the words bad, hard enough or bad enough to describe what that is. He's a war criminal. And if those guys in World War II were rightfully prosecuted in Nuremberg, which they were, then he should be prosecuted for what he's done. Don't think the deal, any kind of deal, is going to get him to come out of Russia and face his accusers. But I'm not that naive. But I do think that they have to keep that in mind when dealing with this. This is not a man that you can have a whole lot of confidence in. And so whatever kind of deal that America and Russia end up with, there's got to be some safeguards on America's part to make so that if Russia does violate that agreement, they will be facing some severe penalties, consequences. So that's it for today. I do want to point you out to the sponsor of this channel. And so if you do like this channel, right down below here, you have the opportunity to subscribe. And when you do, you subscribe to both this podcast, Christian News and Views, and my other podcast, Becoming a Published Author is Fun. But it not only does that, when you do that, you encourage me. Both podcasts are sponsored by Basic Authors Training and Ministry Publishing. These are Christian publishing services that are offered by T&R Independent Books. And what it is simply that if you're a Christian, I am interested in you. I have some criteria, but not like, you don't have to be a success, already a success to get my attention. What you need to be is a Christian, a believer, a born-again believer. I'm not going to call you out on it. I'm going to take you at your word. So you can lie to me. I'm not asking you to lie to me. But if you claim to be a Christian and you're serving in your church, then that qualifies you to have access to these services. And I have priced them as economically as I can. I even put it on there. You can get them either by buying them outright or by subscription. And I've spread that over enough months to make that affordable. And so I'm doing everything I can to put it out there for you to use, because I want you to succeed. If you are, especially if you want to be a published author, then I want you to succeed. And so I'm going out of my way to try to make that a possibility for you. But again, when you subscribe, you encourage me. And then that encourages me, again, to offer you, to promise you that I will do all in my power to create episodes that will inform, encourage, and inspire you. And that's not just in Christian News and Christian News and Views, but also in becoming a published author is fun. In both cases, I am encouraged. In both cases, I make that same promise to give you. And as a writer, you get those promises from me for free. You may have to pay some money to somebody else for some tool here or there that I mentioned, but basically, it's free that you can use now or very, very quickly. Well, you have a great day, and I will see you in the next episode.